Hello.
Hello.
Uh,
Who
welcome back.
do you want to tell everyone your situation?
Oh, welcome back. I'm sorry if I sound different. So, what I used to, which like the thing I used to record is my how old is it? Almost 6-year-old laptop. It's really old, and I just now updated it, and it's taken me 4 hours. I'm not exaggerating when I say it's taken me 4 hours to get it updated, and I'm still having issues with it.
Yeah, well, Windows 10 actually came out with a new version in a way. Like
Yeah.
they're coming out with bigger updates instead of making like a Windows 11 or whatever. Their new Windows is just going to be new updates. So, well, Sophia told me that she hasn't updated her laptop in a while, which is probably why it took so
It's
long. And because your laptop is 6 years old, it probably just can't handle it.
So
Like
are you telling me that I killed my own laptop?
You may have. You may have. You may need to, like, clean it out.
I can do that, but please don't tell me I killed my own laptop. I can't
Okay,
get
I
a new
don't
one
think
right
it
now.
may just be really, really slow, like, slower than it usually is.
Oh my
You can revert
god.
back to past ones, but they're gonna make it extremely hard.
Okay.
It should be fine. Honestly, just the yeah, bring it in to class whenever you can, and I can maybe fix it.
Actually, I'm gonna probably do that whenever we see each
Yeah.
other again. Um, but yeah, hello everyone. Welcome back to our ninth episode. We're happy to have you.
Do 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 do
Let's
do
not get
do do.
copyrighted here, but today, we're talking emo, baby. We are talking 2000s. We are talking MCR, Panic at the Disco. We are talking emo, baby, because as we mentioned before, me and Evangeline, we're emos at heart.
Yes,
We
we are.
truly
We're
are.
repressed emos.
Oh hell
I
yeah,
said
we are.
emus. It's the same thing
Emus.
at this point.
So, let's just start it out with how did we get into this? How
Do
do
you
we
start? Do I want to start? Like,
I can start, yeah.
okay, okay, go
Okay,
off.
open scene.
Perfect.
This is this is gonna be cinematic. Open scene. It is 6th grade. I am freshly new in middle school. Started a new school. It's weird, it's strange, trying to fit in, you know? And, I used Pandora at the time instead of Spotify, and
Gross.
and one of the, radios I would play was a Minecraft parody radio, but it wasn't really Minecraft parodies, it was more it played, like, Panic at the Disco, Fall Out Boy, stuff like that, so that was kind of my introduction to it, and I liked a couple of songs, like, actually, my first I'm gonna actually, should I say this right now? Okay. The first emo song I've ever heard was "Let's Kill Tonight" by Panic at the Disco, because I was an Animal Jam kid, and anyone who's played Animal Jam or was, like, in the community knows there were things that were called Animal Jam music videos, and I'd watch those a lot, and I watched one for "Let's Kill Tonight" by Panic at the Disco, and I adored it. So that was kind of my introduction to Panic at the Disco, but, like, the music genre of emo in general was through that Pandora radio. Anyways, 6th grade, you know, I had friends that were from my elementary school, but, we kinda drifted away, and I found other friends and stuff like that. So, and these friends happened to also listen to Panic at the Disco and stuff like that, and they kind of deepened that interest for the music genre, like, they gave me more albums to listen to, more artists, and I was just full on engrossed. That's it. That was kinda 6th grade where I was listening to the part, but I didn't really look the part. Well, frankly, when I say look the part, I didn't look like your stereotypical emo kid, but if you saw me in class, you can tell that I was, you know, I was a little I'm not allowed to curse on this this show, but you can tell that I was emo. 7th grade rolls around. Man, okay. I fall into a group of friends who are and we were basically the emo kids. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. We were the emo kids. They were the emo kids. I just kind of slid in through a mutual friend. And I had my dad for Christmas that year got me this Galaxy jacket from Hot Topic, and I fell in love with it. And I would wear nothing but that jacket, a most likely 21 Pilots t-shirt because I was a huge 21 Pilots fan.
I'm actually wearing a 21 Pilots t-shirt right now.
And black jeans and Converse. I would wear nothing but that. And that time, like, I'm not gonna lie, that time of my life was one of the worst times of my life, but at least I had okay music taste.
That's a quote. That's a fat quote.
Like, I hated that time of my life. Like, worst mental state I've probably ever been in. Just terrible, but at least I had an okay music taste, and yeah. But around that time, I got more into Pierce the Veil, Sleeping with Sirens, Bring Me the Horizon of Mice and Men. I got into Attila, or Attila, however you pronounce it. I got into that at one point. It was way more heavier music than I was into, which frankly I don't listen to them anymore because I'm like, that's too heavy for me personally. But got into that at one point. And my mom, I feel so bad for her because she had to deal with the brunt of emo kid me. Emo kid me was a little a-hole. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little a-hole. I was a jerk. I was like, I want to slap myself if I ever met 7th grade me, I want to slap myself. But yeah, and then I kind of grew out of that mindset that I can only wear band tees and stuff like that in 8th grade, where I started to expand my music taste a little bit more. Frankly, it was still a lot of 21 Pilots, but I kind of expanded more. And then ever since 8th grade, I've kind of stopped being like emo. Like I don't really listen to the bands that I used to, like Panic at the Disco, 21 Pilots, Fall Out Boy, all that jazz. I don't really listen to them anymore because I kind of expanded my music taste, but I still go back to remember those days. And yeah, it's a time of my life. It would be like we would be here for so long if I were to explain just every single little thing. We would be here so long. But that's kind of the general gist of my emo phase, if you will.
Mhm. That that was more than I was expecting. Wasn't expecting the Animal Jam facet of it, but
There's it's like an onion. I have so many layers to it. It all starts from Animal Jam.
okay. Um Honestly, for me, same boat as in Sophia, would sucker punch, would curb stomp middle school me. Would throw middle school me in front of a bus just to teach them a lesson. Um, about how to not be an utter a-hole. So I try not to think about middle school too much because middle school doesn't, well, honestly, anything through high school, unless you actually commit a crime, like a serious crime, um, it's it doesn't matter. Uh but there are some aspects of it that do shape your life, I guess. One of those being, well, there actually has been studies done that in when you're 12, 13, and 14, the music that you listen to and get into at that time is the music you're going to listen to for the rest of your life. Um which
Legit?
I feel yeah, I mean, I can believe that because I still listen to the music. I still have that music. I
Me
bought that
too.
music and I listen to it. Um and the music that I'm talking about is of course emo music. But in middle school was really when I feel like middle school is when everyone gets into their music taste. If you listen to music, I I'm saying that because I know like some cultures, like some religions, like you don't listen to music. I've heard that, so I just yeah. Anyways, I don't know why I said that. Uh I think in like end of seventh grade, I started discovering it, and I wish I remembered how I discovered Panic at the Disco. I really do. Um, but I did. And it was like right after they released Death of a Bachelor. And
Yeah.
I just listened to the entire discography. Listened to the entire thing. Then I went on to Fall Out Boy, Paramore, and actually, funny thing, I refused to listen to My Chemical Romance because I was like in denial about being emo because at my school it was very like hippie kind of thing. Like no
Yeah.
one was emo. Like that just wasn't a thing. It actually was a thing I found out, but like I didn't understand that like people just like didn't know about it kind of thing. No one got bullied by it, by the way. Like I don't want to play that card or anything. It just some groups were more out there, some groups weren't. It just happens. But I actually refused to listen to MCR, and then all of a sudden I listened to some of their songs. Like of course I knew some of their songs, but I think it was like Famous Last Words or something, and I was like, all right, that's it. I'm part of it. I like it. And so I just listened to all of these bands' entire discography. I actually got in trouble once for listening to Save Rock and Roll in my class. That was fun. And like in my eighth grade year, I oh gosh. Eighth grade was really when I got more into the fandom part of it. And
Oh
Sophia,
boy.
I
This
I
is
don't know.
when, listen, I forgot to mention something. This seventh grade was when I discovered what Wattpad was.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you know what Wattpad is, then
Yeah.
God help your soul.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Notice my yeah. I would write down like usually just like emo Trinity, so that's MCR, My Chemical Romance, Fall Out Boy, Panic at the Disco, if some of you don't know. And then 21 Pilots, which is the emo quartet.
Yeah.
I would write down all of their birthdays on my calendar.
Oh,
I would
me
write down.
too!
Okay, you did too. I would
Me
write down.
too!
Okay, I don't know if
No,
you did this.
listen.
This is wait, no, no, Sophia,
My
Sophia,
mom
wait, I have to
no,
finish
no,
this.
hold up. I just wanna say this thing. My mom walked in on me while I was doing that, and she was like, "Why are you writing down so many birthdays?" And I was like, "Ah."
Yeah, I that same thing happened to me. I'm not even joking. I they asked me why there were so many birthdays, and I was like, and I just moved the conversation over. I completely deflected. But I would also write down like their kids' birthdays. Um,
That's weird. I didn't do
yes, no,
that.
that's weird. That's really
That's
weird.
super weird.
I would write down like I don't know why, but it was like I felt like I was leaving, like, I would write down, like, their wives' birthdays. I don't know, because I just felt like I was leaving them out. Like, it felt weird to put them, but not the, like, it wasn't because I was obsessed with little kids, okay? Like, let's not get this twisted. I just, like, I felt like I was just leaving them out. I was like, they're part of the fandom too. Like, they're part of the growth that these people have went through. So I just went overboard with it. And I would also write down album anniversaries. And whenever that day would hit, if I had a band t-shirt for that band, I would wear it. So if it even if it was Sarah Yuri's birthday, I would wear a Panic at the Disco shirt that day. Like I went I dove in. I belly flopped in. It it was so insane. I stopped doing that, by the way. Um I've stopped doing that. I still have those band t-shirts, but I don't have their birthdays on my calendars anymore. So that was literally just a middle school thing. Again, I hate my middle school self. And I
Me
hope,
too.
like, not that any of these people would ever listen to this, but just say someday they are. I want to make it very clear I respect their privacy. And I'm not one of those overboard fans. And to those of you that are possibly listening to this and
Chill
are
out.
doing that, stop. Just stop. Stop doing it.
No, seriously, stop. It's just no. That
It's
goes for
not.
no. Okay, listen. That doesn't only apply to emo culture. That
No,
applies to any fandom. Just stop.
just stop. Like, it's okay to be obsessed with something, but like not there's like a certain line of obsession that you have to like stop yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it starts consuming and it starts like you start thinking it's like your entire personality and it's not.
Yeah.
Um and I realized that like in freshman year, probably like halfway through freshman year, I just kind of like nipped it in the bud. I was like, I'm still gonna listen to these people. I'm still a fan of these people. I'm still a fan of their music, but I, no,
Yeah.
no,
You just gotta know when to stop.
yeah. Because like I don't know why I did that because I borderline did it with Marvel, but not really. Um, so I don't really know why I did it with these bands. It might have just been because they were bands and I felt like those emo bands were a lot more personable, I guess, and
Yeah.
opened themselves up more to their fans than like like an actual like A-list actor does. But yeah, just advice. Here's the advice section. I think this is good advice. It's not crappy advice. I think it's good advice. If you're doing any of the things that I just listed as like too far, just stop doing them. It's going to be so much better for you. It's going to be so much better for you. I'm not trying to rip your childhood away from you, but I wish I just hadn't done that. Like, I'm happy like wearing my band t-shirts. I'm still happy listening to these bands, but like the point of obsession that a lot of people like went through with these bands, I wish it just like didn't happen cuz it there's some people who go even further and are the regular like stalker people. Like it gets a little further and I understand now why people like stalkers, just like in any sense, like YouTubers, whatever, why they do it and don't think there's really an issue with it because they've already gone to the point like where the stuff
They
that they've done beforehand, like they don't realize it. And a lot
yeah.
of the time it is like younger kids and I do feel bad when people are like, you're insane, you're crazy, you need to stop and just like kind of harass the stalker. And I'm not saying that like what those kids like need to be reprimanded, like they need to have consequences. This is getting really serious, but like I don't know
Yeah.
why it just kind of went into this tangent. You start like going down these rabbit holes like of obsession and then it just gets to the point where you don't even realize like what you're doing is really detrimental. Not just to the people that you're or the thing that you're obsessed with, but like to yourself.
Mhm.
So to backtrack, just enjoy your things, but understand that there's a whole world out there and it's not just the certain thing, whether it be a band or a book or a movie that you like. It's not just about that. It's about like the whole circle. Like experience everything. Don't just limit yourself to that because you're going to get into a deep dark hole.
Mhm.
But that's where I kind of wanted to
Yeah.
go with that. That got really intense, but I don't know. I just that's something I wish someone had told my middle school self slash
No,
like
same.
freshman.
Yeah, definitely.
But anyways, hot topic.
Hot topic! I still
Yeah.
shop
I
there.
actually went in there yesterday.
Oh,
I
shit.
it was it was oh my gosh, it was like crippling. Like I think that's not to minimalize like addiction, but going in there was not a good idea.
I felt that. Listen, man. I I go to a mall near like with my dad pretty often cuz just like we like to walk around and stuff like that. But I usually go into Hot Topic and box lunch and stuff like that. It's just like Hot Topic is just a relic of its time, if you ask me.
Mhm.
It's still there, but listen, when 7th grade me walked into Hot Topic, it's not the same as now. It really isn't. And not to say that I've been there at the height of the emo scene. I was like, but when all
Okay,
those
wait. I think we were our, like, age group. Like, I think 'cause I have a brother who is I've been told he was kind of emo. I think he lived through, like, the first
did
height
he?
of emo. Yeah.
Oh
Um,
my god.
yeah. It's just passed down through the family. I think our age group lived at the height of, like, the emo, like, resurgence. Like, the
Yeah,
new
I
wave of emo, and
yeah, I
now,
can
like,
see
it just
that.
hasn't happened. It hasn't like, it hasn't really come back to that point. I think we're just kind of, like, left. We're what's
Yeah.
left of it, and we're almost like, not to say we're adults, but we've grown up. Like, it's kind of like our guilty pleasure kind of thing, because when we were in middle school, like, middle schoolers in, like, the 20 maybe, like, 2015, late 2015 to, like, early 2018, that was, like, the height of the emo resurgence, and then obviously,
Yeah.
like, early 2000s was the first, like, emo thing. Um, which is interesting. Like, I'm kind of glad I lived through it. Not happy of the choices I made during it, but, like, it's kind of cool to, like, know we were technically a part of it. Like, that's just how I see it. Because honestly, I've never obviously, there's kids who are still discovering, like, this type of music and, like, the culture surrounding it, the emo culture or whatever, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
Not the same. There's not as much of a group aspect, I feel like. Um, but yeah, Hot Topic. It's a store.
It's
It's a store.
okay, yeah, if you guys don't know what Hot Topic is, I don't know, because actually, I talked to a couple of my friends, and I think that outside, like, America, they don't have a Hot Topic.
Which I'm not surprised by.
Yeah, but just so happens, like, if you guys don't know what a Hot Topic is a
Oh, yeah, because
store.
we had that one listener from Jordan.
Hey, hope you're still out there, man.
Oh, wait, I
But
got one. Wait. Sorry. I don't wanna interrupt you, but I saw there was a listener from Ireland.
yo! Hey, if you're
Is
from
that one of
Ireland,
your okay, yeah.
is it one of my friends? It could be one of my
It
friends.
it could be. I mean, it's not gonna tell me the user,
Hey,
but
hey, listen, if one of you guys are at me on Discord, I wanna know who's listening. Um, but, um, Hot Topic is a store in the mall. Well, actually, it's a branch of stores,
yeah.
um, that specializes in pop culture, merch, and stuff like that. So a lot of the times when you go in there, you'll see like anime stuff, Harry Potter, Hobbit, band tees,
Oh, so many. So
bands,
many bantees.
cartoons, video games. It's like a pop culture store, and Hot Topic mostly rose to fame for providing emo kid gear, I guess. That's
Yeah.
what I can like back in the day they had the studded belts, they had
Oh, they still have those?
yeah, but like I'm talking about like back then, like they had the purses, they had the leg warmers, which I mean they still have all these things, but not at my location for some reason. But ever since the kind of emo scene, the intense like that first wave died down, they've kind of fell into more like
They
basic.
fell more to the pop culture side than the emo side.
Yeah, like, I know, like, it became, like, I'm not using this as an insult when I say basic, but it just did fall into more of a basic, like, audience, if you will.
Yeah.
Which, that's not a bad thing. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. It's a business at the end of the day, but, just so you have an idea. But it's still around. In fact, they've expanded. They've opened a different branch of stores called Box Lunch,
Yeah.
and Box Lunch is basically the pastel old like younger sister of Hot Topic. Um, More brighter. They cater to more Marvel, DC, Harry Potter, more anime, more Disney. It's just kind of more of a brighter store. So if you want to go get like merch from Hot Topic, mine, and you don't want band merch, but you still want to go to Hot Topic, and your mom is iffy about going into Hot Topic, go to Box Lunch. Box Lunch has Animal Crossing merch. I have one of the Tom Nook button ups. It's actually really good quality. Anyways, yeah. I don't know where I was
Yeah,
going with this, but Hot Topic.
yeah, I it was so bad for me yesterday because I need to save up for,
Yeah, I get it,
the
man.
upcoming convention.
Yeah,
But,
me too.
they had it
Why did you remind me? Now that I'm having laptop issues, I'm like, oh, I need a pie. No, we have a convention coming up.
they had a Panic shirt, and it was in the style it just said Panic at the Disco, but it was the A Fever You Can't Sweat Out, like, typography, like, the font, and I just it was so, and they had one of those they always have a buy one, get one 50% off band tee, I feel like, whenever you go in there. But it was so tempting, but I wasn't willing to drop, like, 35,
Yeah.
40 bucks on some T-shirts. I wasn't willing to do it at that time, but, ugh, it was it brought back a lot of memories. Actually, the T-shirt that I'm wearing right now, I got from none other than Hot Topic.
I'm actually wearing a Box Lunch shirt right
Oh.
but yeah, but now that we've kind of got over like not the aesthetic, but like the look of an emo kid, or where you'd go to, you know, how about we get into the culture? Now, the culture of an emo kid. We're
Uh-huh.
talking about the resurgence, since that's where we're from. That's like what we know about.
Mhm.
We had YouTube, and now I'm not talking about old school
Yeah.
YouTube. We have this new school YouTube, and we got and we had a more better grasp of social media and kind of internet culture that it kind of eventually. Why don't you explain it?
Well, I think what's really interesting about it in that range, those few years that I mentioned previously, is that first off, I'm not on Instagram. I'm not actually, like, on Twitter. The only things I'm on, like, Tumblr and Reddit. That's what I go on mainly. And those aren't even, like, social media sites. They're just other aspects of the internet that I like. But YouTube was really, like, what I was saying about interesting is that, like Sophia said, there was YouTube back when these emo bands were going on tour. And these interviews and all of the old videos that they've participated in, whatever, our generation kind of took that already, like, set material and really just brought it back to life in a whole new way. And one of these ways was a certain genre of videos, as we like to call them, crack videos.
Uh, Emo bands on crack.
Emo bands on crack. Uh, they they really were the bread and butter of emo
They
kids.
really were. They
Emo
really
version
were.
kids. And did they I mean, I mean, to be honest, some of them are still funny now, but it's funny like just the things that were joked about and like all the time were just it was bizarre. Like looking back at it, it's bizarre.
Yeah,
That's the best way
definitely.
I can put it.
Definitely.
Like, I mean, people would make, I mean, one user would make like 50 of these videos. Like, emo bands on crack, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
We'd gobble that up.
Yes. And the way I, as Sophia said, gobbled it up was through, and I just want to give this man a shout out because really he was this YouTuber. He doesn't make this content anymore. He's gone on to like actually have a music career, which is cool. Is Crank That Frank.
Oh boy, crank that Frank.
He really like emo resurgence kids, that's what I'm going to refer to it as now, really just flocked to him. Like he was a guy who was there for the OG. He was an OG emo. And
Yeah.
he just started his YouTube channel and was like, "Hey, come here." And we came. We
And we
just
flocked,
watched.
and man,
It was a great time. It was a great time. Like I remember like I just remember looking forward to watching every single one of his videos.
me too, man. He was I like he wasn't really like a creator that like I was like as big of a fan of as oh, I forgot to mention a little aspect of my emo phase. I was a huge Dan and Phil fan, but who
Yeah.
wasn't?
Well, I'm gonna be honest, like that was one that I really wasn't. I maybe subscribed to them for like a few months and I was like, this isn't my thing.
Yeah, but he was kind of a creator that I would kind of leave for a couple of like weeks or months, and then I'd come back and binge all his content and be like, yeah, there's good stuff. But he really provided all the content for the resurgent kids, I'm not gonna lie.
He really did. And like it it's so weird to see like um like by the way, we're not going to get into any like controversial things about any certain band members that are said in this episode. We're not lawyers, we're not involved with it. We're just saying their names. So before any of you flock to whatever, just we're just we're just trying to relay our experience. Um but one thing that was like funny was like him getting like recognized by people like Brendan Urie.
Yeah.
Like that's like what I'm talking about with like just the connection between these band members and the fans is very like it's not close obviously because we're not like in the same town, we're not talking to them every day, but it is close. Like it's closer than I feel like a lot of other people are, and I don't know, maybe it's me because I'm not like I don't know, for example, Britney Spears. Yes, the Britney army is very like aggressive and we're here to support Britney and everything, but it's not as like personable, and that's nothing against her character obviously. It's just that she's kind of on this whole nother level where there's less of a connection. There's still a connection obviously or we wouldn't be listening to her music. But it's not like as like the Ariana Grandes and the Lady Gagas and that kind of thing. Like it's just a whole different connection than there is between like Fall Out Boy and the fans and My Chemical Romance and the
Oh yeah,
fans and
definitely.
Disco and the fans. Like there's just the barriers, there's not as many barriers in my opinion. Which, you know, it can have a lot of consequences, but I think it's also produced a lot of good. And one of those things is just like the simple thing of like Crank That Frank, who we watched every day almost, being recognized by Brendan frickin' Urie. Like that's just collision of two worlds, but really it's like it's together. I don't know. I think that's why a lot of kids like us were so attracted to it because I said this before and I don't want to be repetitive, but it's just like it's just the person to person like connection, it was a lot stronger in that.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, emo bands on crack. Wow. I
I wanna go back and watch some just to see. Just to see what was just why?
I yeah, I just maybe like we think that was way bigger than it actually was. I don't know, but it just
Like, I know the on crack genre was a really big thing at one point.
oh no, it was. Like Marvel had it too, but I just feel like emo bands like
No,
that's what
emo
like it was
bands
on the
different.
top. Like that was the cream
Yeah,
of the crop
definitely.
of crack videos.
Man,
Um,
that's I whenever someone says cream of the crop, I it makes me feel weird. Sorry. It just
oh.
like it makes me think of like cream of chicken soup or something like that.
What? Okay.
Um
Um, well, I guess if we're on the of meme kind of stuff, I hate that I just said that. Um,
Mimi.
favorite emo meme. Now that's hard. That's very
Oh,
hard.
definitely. You gotta let me think about this one for a minute. Um, Man, okay. Listen, now that you say like meme, I can't really think of any that like I
I
just
guess
can't
emo
think of
memes that
any.
stand out. Okay, so like for me, like oh my gosh, like I'm talking about like Cheese Whiz.
Cheese
I'm
whiz!
talking about Cheese
Oh
Whiz.
no, but I got some cheese
Quirky
whiz.
B-roll. Quirky B-roll. I mean, even though that wasn't him, like Ryan Ross in Panic, but like that's still an emo meme.
Man,
Um,
cheese whiz. Now sorry, I'm gonna be like, wow. There was a time
yeah.
in my life where I just cheese whiz.
Oh,
I thought that
Cheese
was like the
Whiz.
height of comedy.
Um, um, like all the 21 Pilots jokes, those were horrible.
Oh yeah.
Those were horrible. Well, that wasn't even like the fandom making them, it was the interview and it was it was so
Yeah.
bad. It was bad. It was bad every time and we would just clown on them every time.
Man. I just this is like bringing like really bringing me back to the
I
time where it's just
know.
like, man, I mean, I don't know if we want to get into this, but I was a very avid fan fiction reader. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I think we all were.
It's not really something I can hide, but and I remember sitting on Wattpad at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and you better believe I was reading those fan fictions. And you know what? I texted my best friend about it, and I was like, "You should read this." Why did I do that?
Wait, sorry. What fanfic?
um, I never really told anyone about this. Like only my best friend remembers, but there was this one 21 Pilots fan fiction.
No, it's not the four.
Oh,
It's
you
not the
just
four. It's
no,
not.
it's not the forest fic.
Oh,
Oh my
okay.
god. Are we gonna talk about the milk fic?
Oh no.
I feel like we did.
How did we even miss? I think like the milk fic was so traumatizing that like it's not the it's it oh the milk fic. Oh my gosh.
Milk fic.
You know what I think is so like I don't know if great is the right word. It's obvious like majority of the fandom hated it, you know, like we didn't like it, so we just made fun of it. Because the person who made it, I don't know their name and I don't really want to remember what their name is a vile human being, by the way. Um, but I think what's so great what the fandom did with it is we basically turned what someone thought was their best piece of writing, really just was their Italian chef's kiss of whatever their career was, and we just turned it into an entire joke.
Oh yeah.
We turned it and we just clowned on it. We turned it into an entire meme.
And
And I'm
like
proud
Brendan Urie like references it in his
of
vines and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was
Mm,
yeah.
yeah. Anyways, that fan fiction was like a 21 Pilots fan fiction, but like it was cowboys.
Oh,
It was really weird. Oh, it also reminds me. So back when Suicide Squad was coming out,
Suicide
um,
Squad.
and 21 Pilots made a song and it got leaked.
Oh yeah.
And anyways, someone made like a Suicide Squad fan
Sophia, it's coming
fiction.
back to me. No, Suicide Squad is why I became emo.
Legit.
Because I listened to Bohemian Rhapsody, the cover by Panic at the Disco, and then all this other recommended stuff came on, and oh
Man, I was
I don't know. I think I forgot it because that movie was so bad, but Suicide Squad is what made me emo.
no, no, that's something you can sue them for.
Oh, that's so bad. It's so bad. Wow. Wow. I can't believe I don't know.
I can hear the 5 stages of grief
I
through your
can't.
voice. I really can.
Well, that's yeah, you heard it here. You heard it right here. I had amnesia and then you said Suicide Squad and it just like woke
It
me up.
all
I was
flooded
like,
back, didn't
wow.
it?
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, it who wow. Okay. Um well, how about let's cuz yeah, we still have about like 20 minutes left.
Yeah,
Uh I'd like to talk about our favorite like albums,
definitely.
songs, and I just want to go first because
Go ahead.
I adore, I worship A Fever You Can't Sweat Out. That is such a staple. It's not only a staple, but it is one of the best albums I've ever heard.
You're right, and you should say it.
Thank you. Ryan Ross as a lyricist is amazing. Like he's Shakespeare. He is okay, maybe that's a little far, but his lyrics are just on another level. The composition of every single one of those songs is just unbelievable. Like, I mean, the way they mix the vaudevillian, like the old timey, like kind of sounding music, that circusy, with like the pop punk, emo, like electronic music, that I, wow. Wow. How it just fades in, it transitions into it. It transitions from, you know, emo to circus. Like, I mean, I it's just an experience. Like, I can never listen to that album. I'll listen to it on shuffle if it's like the songs are scattered throughout a playlist, but if I want to listen to that album, I will never listen to just that album on shuffle. I have to listen to it from beginning to end
Yeah.
because it just heightens the experience. That album is the reason why I wish I was born in a different time.
You were born in the wrong generation.
That's the album that made me say I was born in the wrong generation. I don't care how cringy that phrase is. It's true. And that is my favorite. I know I said I'm a Britney stan. I know I said I'm a Britney stan. But A Fever You Can't Sweat Out is my favorite album of all time. And I mean, it's been that way for the past, 4 or 5 years. So, case closed.
Sorry. I'm coming to terms right now that I probably have to get a new laptop, and I'm personally experiencing 5 stages of grief right now. Um, but my favorite emo music, okay, I'm gonna go by band, 'cause I had a lot of bands I listened to. Um, um, so we're gonna start with Panic. I stand by this when I say Vices and Virtues is one, if not the best Panic album. Fever is up there. I cannot deny Fever is objectively an extremely good album, but Vices and Virtues is one of the best Panic albums. Listen, the emotion. It's very weird. It's a weird album. There's a steampunk vibe to it, and I adore that so much. And it's just one of my favorite songs off of that is Bittersweet, and I also like I can't not like Let's Kill Tonight. It's what first got me into everything, so I can't knock into that. Um, Fall Out Boy. I'm gonna say this right here, right now, and I don't care what anyone says. Mania was a good album, and I love
It
Mania.
was.
Mania is my favorite Fall Out Boy album. I said it. It's my favorite Fall Out Boy album.
Oh, wow, okay, that's a strong statement.
No,
That's a
yeah.
strong
It is my
statement.
favorite Fall Out Boy album. I
Wait,
listened
can
to
I
every
say
s
my favorite Fall Out Boy album?
No, you can't, Evangeline.
Okay, my
No, go
favorite one
ahead,
is
go
Fully
ahead.
I Do.
Oh, you know, that's valid.
I just love that one.
Um,
It's nice.
and then when we okay, so oh, my favorite song off of Mania is Stay Frosty, Royal Milk
Oh,
Tea.
that's good.
Chef's Kiss, very good song. MCR. I like all okay, this is gonna be a very controversial statement. I like all their albums except Bring Me Your Bullets. I said it. I
What?
don't like I don't like Bullets.
Why?
I don't know. I find it so unlistenable. Like I can't listen to it. But
Wow,
I like
okay,
every single other album,
okay.
but I cannot listen to Bullets. It's I
Wow.
don't know why. I just can't. And also Gerard's Way solo album, so
Ooh.
good. Hesitant
And
Alien.
Patrick Stump's solo album?
Oh,
Soul Punk?
absolutely. Soul
Mm,
Punk Chef's Kiss.
so good.
Um,
So good.
but my favorite MCR album or song is actually Kill All Your Friends from their Welcome to the Black Parade live B-side, I think.
Oh,
That is my favorite MCR song. I have no idea why, but
I honestly
it's so good.
I don't even know what my favorite MCR song is. Like, there it mm, I don't have one. Like, I don't have a favorite song.
Oh, good.
Like, I just I could never choose.
Exactly. But I don't know, Kill All Your Friends just really appeals to me for some reason. And then we got okay, 21 Pilots. I don't listen to them much anymore because they were this is I was gonna say when you were talking about that obsession thing, 21 Pilots is one of those things where I obsess too hard and now I just can't bear to look at it anymore. Like I don't listen to their music at all. Like sometimes like if it pops up on shuffle, maybe I'll listen to it. But other than that, I do not listen to it anymore. That being said,
Yeah.
it's a little bit weird because my username that I use on like all like my platforms and
Yeah.
stuff is a 21 Pilots song. And there was this one time where I was in one of my friend's server and someone like replied to me and they said, "Oh, are you a 21 Pilots fan?" I'm like, "Oh, I used to be. Why is that?" And then it clicked for me that my username is a 21 Pilots song.
Yeah, that would yeah.
And I hate that I coined that like, I personally coined that because now when I hear that, I my mind doesn't go to the song, it goes to, like, my username. But,
Yeah.
um, now we're gonna okay, Pierce the Veil. I haven't listened to other albums. I listened to, I forgot what they're called. Hold up, hold up, hold up. I'm gonna look it up. I listened to, few artists. Okay, I listened to Collide with the Sky and Misadventures. Um, oh, and their Green Day cover, which that's pretty good. Oh, we're gonna get into All Time Low later. I love All Time Low. But I like for personally for Pierce the Veil, I like King for a Day. Just because it has Kellen Quinn in it, and I think Kellen Quinn and Vic Fuentes have very good chemistry as like artists. I think
By
that
the
their
way,
voices yes.
sorry. I did not get into those bands.
Oh, you poor thing.
Hmm. Uh
You could have at least
yeah.
listened to All Time Low. All Time Low is so good.
Yeah, at all time low. I don't know why, but all time low, like Pierce the Veil, Sleeping with Sirens, like I just never.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, sucks for you, I guess.
I
But
I think I'm okay. I think I was okay. Um
um and then Sleeping with Sirens, I really liked. I liked their like more aggressive music, I guess, like If You Can't Hang and what's the other song? It's all blanking now that like I because I haven't listened to all this in such a long while. Um but there's another it's like there's like a really aggressive song. And then there's The Strays. The Strays is a really good. I've never listened to one certain album. I just listened to a bunch of songs. And then All Time Low. All Time Low, I've listened to their whole discography. I think they're such a good band. Their new album, I think it's called Rise and Shine. It's so good. They have a song called Monsters on it, and it's so good. And I'm not saying, listen, I'm just saying, I'm not gonna say they are gonna listen to it. But Alex, if you're out there, I love you so much. Um, and then I think that goes for my favorite all time low album is Nothing Personal. And that concludes me listing off all the bands I used to listen to, I think. Oh, wait, we didn't Bring Me the Horizon.
Oh, I never got into that either.
Yeah. Didn't really listen to them, like, intensely, like, I never listened to like, if I d like, I listened to all their albums, I just never really digested it,
Mhm.
but I liked True Friends. That was a really good song from Spirit. I think that album was called Spirit. But yeah. Um, that was the music I listened to.
You know who I really loved? Paramore.
I kn this is I never I listened to, like, a couple of songs, but I never really got into Paramore.
I love Paramore. Like Riot is such a good album. It like Misery Business, put that on full blast. Um Also one song which not to be basic, but Blurry Face is my favorite 21 Pilots album. Like I feel like most
Valid.
people like I just it's a good album.
I liked
Um
Regional at Best a lot, even though that's, like, unreleased or whatever, I still
yeah,
really like it.
um like Doubt, I don't know why, but like that's always been one of like my favorite songs by them.
Um, I liked I liked Glowing Eyes from Regional
Mm.
at Best. That's a really good song. Um, and, like, I gotta listen oh, I forgot to mention something else, man. So I started to play the ukulele just because Tyler Joseph did.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people did.
Yeah, so I have a ukulele, I know how to play it. I don't play it that often anymore because of kind of I've realized I'm not musically inclined. I can't write songs, I can't really do anything with my ukulele, so I don't really play it, but I know how to play most of the 21 Pilot songs, and it just hangs on my wall as, like, I don't know, conversation starters or whatever. As if like I have people over all the time.
Um, I mean, yeah, I mean, like that's pretty much just emo culture. Like it like this really did bring back like just very nostalgic.
It really is.
I no, well, I did like say a joke about it. I don't know if I really want to bring it up though. It's on the talking points. We haven't talked about it yet, but I don't know if I really want to bring it up because it's just like um yeah, no, y'all don't need to hear about that. Uh well, I mean, is there anything to really like discuss about it?
I think thing like yeah, we were like it probably it's not that obvious how intense we were as emo kids, but we were pretty intense emo kids.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna sugarcoat it.
Like, are there some regrettable things I did because of being emo?
Definitely.
A lot. But
Yeah,
it's
there's a lot.
I think the good, like the
But
bad has like shedded away, and like the good is kind of like of what that time was has like remained in me. That's a little like I'm 14 and this is deep, but um
sorry, I realized sorry, my laptop's stressing me out a lot right now. I just realized all the stuff I have to do if I ever get a new one. But no, yeah, I definitely like again, like I said, that time of my life was such a bad time in my life. Like I had the worst mental state ever. But at the same time, I kind of look back on it and see how much like I guess I've like how much I've grown since then. Not really
mhm.
like I think me as as a person, as a character has grown a lot. I actually developed a personality.
Yeah.
But yeah, but like I look back on that time, like I still have like I have a 21 Pilots hoodie I wear all the time. Like it's my favorite hoodie. I wear it all the time. And like my best friend when she moved away, she gave me her 21 Pilots hoodie and like I hold that very dearly to me. Um so, you know, obviously like but listen, if I ever had to go back in that time, I wouldn't. I would not. I do not.
Yeah, no. No. Um oh, I
Okay,
was about to
Windows
oh,
key,
actually
Control
I
Shift.
forgot to mention this, but it was so weird going to like a Panic at the Disco concert because like everything you had dreamed about had pretty much just like come to life. And it was weird
Yeah.
like, seeing a bunch of people who were just like you sitting behind their phone screen and like watching emo bands on crack, replaying all of the albums just there, like
Yeah.
having the time of their life. Yeah. I just wanted to like add that in. I forgot about it, but I didn't forget
Yeah.
about it.
I wasn't
But
fortunate enough to go see any of my band or any of my favorite bands in concert, which honestly good because if I did, I probably I would I probably wouldn't have grown out of that like really toxic state of like obsession. So I'm kind of glad I didn't. But
yeah.
yeah. Um in conclusion, we were emos.
Yeah. I think that's about it. Thanks for listening to this episode, and we will catch y'all next time.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye-bye. We'll see you next week.